Hey guys, and welcome back to Mountain Goat Gaming. My name is Alex, and today I have the illustrious, the cool, the immense Jacob of Conquest Creations.
I'm glad I'm
Say hello, Jacob.
Hello, I'm Jacob from Conquest Creations. You're immense overlord.
Yeah, your immense overlord is crazy. Today we are speed running through every single profile in the current edition.
Yep.
And calling out which ones we think are going to make it into a army list / legion in the new edition,
Yep.
or will be relegated to the legacies.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the split? How do you think it's going to go down? Are you worried about any profiles off the bat, or?
So the important thing is that legacies still exist. I think there's a lot of people who have been saying like, oh, they're just removed from the game. And they're not removed from the game.
They're not.
They're moved to legacies. I know for some games, like Horus Heresy here in Victoria, all the Legacies profiles are just considered 100% normal profiles. People take
Is that an Australian thing, or is that a kind of game-wide thing as far as you're aware?
No idea.
Fair enough. So I was about to say, because it feels like for Lord of the Rings, the Australian community has already kind of turned around and gone, legacies are going to be legit, unless anything is horrifically out of balance.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't actually talked about it with anyone. And as someone who organizes a couple tournaments, like I wouldn't say I'm a huge tournament organizer, I'm actually not fully decided on it.
I think it's a wait and see, but as far as we're hearing about and what we've seen, I don't see a reason to have alarm bells and want to ban it.
Yeah, and so I think that we kind of have two types of events, and obviously GBHL has their like 80-point events and their 100-point events. My guess for them is that 80 points legacies will be allowed, 100 points legacies won't be allowed. I think there's a little bit of that same split here where we've got tournaments that are competitive tournaments. Those are the ones that I run, like Battle Hardened, Triumph. These are supposed to be, you play the games out of the rulebook with no weird alterations, and whoever wins, wins. And then there's some like Axe or Sword or Sill, where it's very much about the story. Balance doesn't really matter as much because we're just, having a fun event games day. And legacies for those, 100%.
Okay.
For the competitive ones, wait and see.
Wait and see. Love it. Let's go through. We're going to be going through alphabetically because that's the best way to actually go through all the profiles, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Let's just get into it and start going because there's a lot of profiles to get through.
Should we talk about what we, like, before we go into them?
Yeah,
what is...
So, from what we just went through the article as well.
Yep.
So, legacy appears to be anything, and usually old models. So, even though some things that we think could go, if they've just released a model for it, it's probably not going anywhere.
Yeah, to the person who was like, oh, why did they just release this AMAR stuff if Birdo's going into legacies? And like, you gotta have an IQ of higher than 4 here, all right?
Like, your comment section is something special.
Most of it overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah, some people are just interesting.
I've got hard disagrees with some
Yeah,
people.
because Birdo's not going anywhere. We can say that obviously.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So generally older models that will not fit into any of the army lists that they're going to release.
Yeah.
So it's going to be things that we don't see in the movies and books primarily.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of, it's not that really difficult to comprehend, I feel. It's just more so about
where's the line?
Where does the line in terms of how much do they have to appear? Does the extended edition count?
Oh, I think if they are on the screen at all, they're not going to legacies.
Yeah.
Absolutely no chance. I think like the things that, and obviously we're going to get into this, but like Morgul Stalkers, I think they're going to go to legacies. They've been in a made to order, but other than that, they've been super unavailable for a long time.
Yeah.
They're very rarely played. There's not really a lore precedent for them.
Yeah.
They're not in the books or the movies, so they're probably.
There's also an interesting thing about what profiles GW created that they'll want to keep in there.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. We'll talk about it. We'll have to talk about also the way GW actually releases packs of miniatures, because we talked about a profile. We'll get to there when an evil army shows up. So any of them. Let's just go into Army of Lake Town.
Okay.
I don't think any of this is really getting touched. Bard, the Master of Lake Town, Braga, a captain. I don't think captains are going anywhere. I think generic profiles are fantastic.
So hang on, are we doing this alphabetically of each
of armies.
Oh, thank God. I thought we were doing
thought
alphabetically
profile?
of each individual
No,
profile.
we're not crazy.
It was like
No.
Alfred, and then I don't know what, like whoever else
So
starts with an A.
good. No, of
Okay,
army.
this is
Of
so
army.
much
Yeah, so
better.
in good armies and then evil armies, alphabetically by army.
This video just got 100 times better.
Yes,
This is great. Yeah.
Yes, no. So, yeah, Bard, the Master of Lake Town, Braga, Liam just messaged me, stop. Captains, Alfred, Bane.
Braga
In the movie.
doesn't have a miniature.
Give him a miniature. I think he's so explicitly in the movie.
He is very explicitly in the movies.
I don't see a way they don't. In the same way that, and then we'll get to it as well, catapult trolls don't have
Yeah.
a profile very explicitly in the movies.
Okay, that's gonna be an interesting one to talk
We'll
about.
talk about it.
Braga,
I think Braga stays. I think he's a pretty solid profile.
do you think he stays without a miniature, or do you think he gets a miniature?
I think I would love if he gets a miniature. I think,
That would be
The
such a random
incompetence-
thing to release.
yeah, I don't know how you would release it.
Yeah,
Um,
just do like Braga on his own.
I don't know what to say.
Okay, this is just such a side note wish list. Lake Town Band. You see them playing like instruments.
Really?
Yeah,
What do you want from them?
I have
The
no
counters
idea.
of actual banner.
You get, well, it's like signal
It's
towers.
a signal tower. It's a
but
mini
they,
signal
they
tower.
just they don't have a tower. They just walk around with each individual thing.
Oh, that'd be so good.
And there's
Oh.
Braga in that pack with them. Oh, it's
And
not
then
happening
the
for-
Warriors, it's just the one profile.
Yeah.
It's not getting touched. That's all chill.
Yeah, I'm Lake Town totally.
Army of Thrall. Thrall, Thrain, the three young dwarfs, Grimhammer captains, normal captains,
Yeah, all that's
Nothing-
straight out of the movie.
Grimhammers, chill. The only thing we should talk about, War Year as well, or special rules might get changed, or like, because I don't think Grimhammers are going anywhere. I don't think they're going to get rid of the throwing axes or anything.
Oh no, they definitely will have the strong.
The spear, normal warriors, I don't think are going anywhere.
Now you got all the options in there. I
They're
think
all
the
chill.
Hobbit armies in general are going to be a lot safer than the Lord of the Rings armies.
Yep, Arnor.
Arnold's all fine.
I think Arnor's fine. It's very, very much in the books. Kind of gets mentioned in Lord of the Rings as well, in like, that happened.
And it's the Rise
Also,
of Angmar, so
when Rise of Angmar comes out, they'll have the new heroes there.
Yeah.
It'll have the knights, it'll have the normal warriors. Again, captains are sticking around, no issue.
Yeah.
Errol Reclaimed, Old Dane, chill. Thorin 3, he will be in there.
Well, 100.
It's 100%
Yeah.
new miniature, no issues.
No hesitation at all.
Captains are cool. All the champions of Erebor, no issue. Old Thorin, as in free hero combat, King Thorin, no issues.
Yeah.
Fangorn, zero issues.
Zero issues at all.
All three of them have been there for ages. We just looked at the leagues of Middle Earth.
Beachbone doesn't have.
Beachbone doesn't have a model. Maybe we just have a pack of just, it's Reavers, Catapult Troll, Beachbone,
Braga.
and Braga, and
Yeah.
that's it.
If one more, I like it.
That would be so funny. But yeah, they're not going anywhere. Normal Ents aren't obviously going anywhere.
Yeah.
Garrison of Dale,
Totally fine.
totally fine. Girian's chill. Brand and Thingo are newer models as well.
Yeah.
Zero issue. Halls of Thranduil. So Thranduil's fine.
Yes.
Will he have a horse?
Yes, because his horse model's still available.
Yeah, but like,
He could ride a horse.
I think he could get rid of it.
I wouldn't mind that.
I wouldn't mind if Eagle lost it. I'm happy with him having everything else. Tariel staying, Legolas staying, captains and Palisade captains, all good.
There's a big one to talk about here, though.
Sentinels.
Will Sentinels be staying?
I kind of don't mind them leaving.
I don't think. Let me just see. Are they still available?
I don't know.
Wood Elf Sentinel.
I think we're gonna say like would all Sentinels be available? I'm like, they're not gonna answer. That.
Yeah, I'll just Google the answer. We don't
It's on Quora.
Well, you can currently buy Wood Elf Sentinels.
Okay, I still think they're gone.
I think they're probably gone. I don't know. Maybe I think they should be gone.
And again, when we say gone, they're gonna be in Legacy.
They're gonna be- that's
they're accessible. You
even
can still play them.
Yeah.
But I think
Because-
they will be there, which will matter for the couple people that actually don't include Legacy models.
Yeah. The big thing is that they won't be in the army list. So the legacy
Yes.
models won't be in the army list. So to play them, the Legacies would have to have another army list that you could play them in.
Assume for each profile it will mention where they can be played in. So I think Sentinels will say Lothlorien and Halls of Thran.
I wouldn't mind if they were just a Lothlorien thing. That's another change I can see happening. Because they've always been Lothlorien, the models are Lothlorien. They got into Halls of Thranduil just because they were Wood Elf looking dudes. Yeah. So I think there's a chance they're in Legacies. I think there's a better chance that they just are in Lothlorien.
Do they keep the Mounted Warriors?
In Halls of Thranduil?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why?
Because those models are...
They're new as well, damn.
Yeah.
I gotta focus on the old models. Lothlorien, I think, is really interesting. Galadriel is fine. I would love the mirror to get changed. That's a different story. I don't think they're gonna just Legacy the mirror. That would be actually really interesting. Though I just kind of they could actually just Celeborn. I don't think he's going anywhere. His war gear options could.
Legacy his sword. He has to be unarmed.
Legacy his armor. Get rid of it all.
Well, he has an armored model though.
And? That's the whole point.
So wait, you want people to run around with an unarmored?
I don't want people to do. I don't want people playing Lothlorien at all.
Oh yeah.
I just don't like Lothlorien. He just doesn't do that ever. I guess it says he joins the White Council to go to Dol Guldur. Is that a thing?
Probably.
We're the worst person to ask about the law.
No,
I'm okay, but I don't know that.
Yeah. I reckon I'm like
maybe. Haldir is fine. Orovin and Rumil totally fine. The captain's fine. Stormcaller, he's gone. Stormcaller's so dead.
I don't think so.
And really?
This is gonna start something that is gonna come up for a lot of profiles. The Stormcaller is in the command pack.
Yes, and you're right.
I think if it's in the command pack, they won't Legacy anything that comes in that pack. Because that just doesn't make sense.
They can just repack it.
They could. I don't think they will though.
Especially because a lot of these armies that have two different types of captains.
Yeah.
Put both types of captains in there. Put the Hornblower. Put the banner, and that's your quintessential full models.
It means that you're repacking a lot of command packs, which just seems like a weird thing to do.
They barely have enough stock anyway. Don't worry about that. It's like 4 of them in the world.
Business sense. You're like, oh, yeah, these things are out of stock. I don't know. Maybe you change it. I would lean towards anything in the command packs being safe.
Yep, I'm more of the opinion. I think Stormcalls are not gonna survive. Especially because Middle Earth is such a low magic fantasy setting, and Stormcalls always felt very.
Yeah, see, it is definitely because so when the Necromancer is revealed, Saruman's like, oh no, it's just a human doing some magic. So there's obviously some.
But it's not him getting revealed. That's like he hears rumors and like that.
Yeah, sorry. Obviously, when he was revealed, he's like, oh, yeah, that's kind of him.
Yeah.
But before then, there's obviously a precedent if it's just like, oh, it's just a dude who knows magic.
Yeah,
doing some stuff.
True. Yeah, fair. We'll see. I think it'll be gone. Jacob thinks he'll stay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, in Lothlorien, the troop choices, the normal things are fine. Obviously, we've raised the question about Sentinels. I've raised the question about the mounted models.
You think Gladium Knights are?
I think the Gladium... I get it in terms of, like, surely a lot of armies have mounted models. Why doesn't Numenor? Like, just give Numenor a mounted model then.
Like, I'm fine with that happening too, but... no, so I think that the Gladium Knights would have to stay.
Not every army has to be able to do everything.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah, so I'm just like, if they got rid of them... If Sentinels stay, especially, you have so much control anyway.
Yeah, I think that they'll keep them because they're a relatively new plastic kit.
Yeah.
And they're a nice plastic kit.
They are a nice plastic kit.
Banner.
I don't think there's anything else they'd get. We talked about Galadrim Court. If they didn't release the new models, I would actually consider they might get rid of them. They did just give us new models though, so I think they are definitely staying. Minas Tirith is such a massive list that I have to open up and read through them.
Yeah.
Aragorn's fine, Gandalf's fine, Boromir's fine, Faramir's fine. Huron got a new kit. King of Men, I think, is probably going to Legacy along with the only model that counts with them, which is Eorl the Young.
I can see them going into Legacy because, and I think that's totally fine because people who are playing King of Men, it's really not the most competitive choice.
Yeah. So you're taking like King of Men and either going into Rohan for Earl, or you're just doing like Knights of the White Tower and Captains.
And I love when people are like, oh, this King of Men is
X.
this dude.
Yeah.
And you're like, cool. But you're not playing that dude to try to win a tournament. You're playing that dude in that team because it's really, really cool.
Yep.
So bring it to a casual event. That's great. You
No
don't
issues.
need to bring it to a big competitive event.
100%. Den of Thor stays, Ingold stays, Irolas stays, Knight of the White Tower.
So this falls same category as Stormcall.
In the Storm, in the command kit,
Yep.
not shown anywhere. I like the theme that they made up for him.
Yeah. That they like trained.
I really like, they try and turn Boromir. I really like Knights of the White Tower. Don't know if they survive.
If they weren't in the command pack, I'd say they're totally gone.
But they are in the
But they are in the command pack. So, and I think it's fine to have like a couple of generic captain
Yeah.
options. So I would say yes.
Yeah, fair. Kyrian, no chance.
He's getting axed.
No chance.
GW and Red Shield, he has this weird like bromance with Mirren and Dry in the made up.
I've never understood that. Because there's also so many Kyrians in the lore.
Yeah.
There's so many.
And this dude is
This dude's the lamest one.
Yeah.
Just cut him. He's fightable. Kill him.
I have him, but if anything goes to Legend, he is like
He is
pinnacle
prime.
of going to Legend.
And you already said Mirren and Dra, so gone.
Yeah.
Madrill, totally fine. Captain's fine. And I think, Anborn and Mablung are fine.
Anything remotely new.
Baragon's totally fine. Damrod's fine because he's definitely in the movie.
Is Baragon totally fine? I guess he
Baragon has like a whole thing.
has a whole thing in the book.
Pippin?
Yeah.
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 He's totally fine. And then Pippin's fine. The one that I think actually has a chance of going, the Bolt Thrower. God, I hope so.
I really hope so.
It just doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't make sense to be like, if we're talking about, is it supposed to be used as a defensive thing in the White City? Because then it has to be on the outer wall.
You don't see it, and also it's like the way they kind of describe it working is like a machine gun.
Yeah, nah.
So I don't think that it really fits in the setting.
Yeah, we kind of discussed it before. I think it would be interesting if you wanted to keep the model somewhere, give it to fiefdoms, because then like they're defending the coast from the Corsairs.
Do you think I can buy it right now on the Warhammer?
No chance. No.
Avenger Bolt Thrower.
No chance. From what I understand, they're in low supply.
Yeah, it comes up with eBay when I Google it.
Yeah, that's probably not a good sign.
It's not a good sign. Does Gap Games have it though?
Mate, I doubt it, honestly.
No longer available.
Yep.
Wait, no, hang on. Sorry.
Oh.
You can buy it from Gap Games, which means that it was in production relatively recently.
Fair.
Don't buy one because they're the worst.
Don't buy one.
They're really negative gameplay experience. If they don't legacy it, just nerf the absolute shit out.
In terms of warriors, though, I think for the most part, they all stay.
Big asterisk there.
There's two that I want to talk about.
Yep.
Citadel guards, model-wise, totally fine. War gear-wise, cut the horse.
So the horse, I think Citadel Guard on horse will be a legacy item.
Yep, 100%.
Yep.
The other one was Gilead Veterans.
Oh, that's not what I thought you were going to say.
What did you think I was going to say?
I thought you were going to say Fountain Court Guard's shield option.
That's also valid.
Yeah. That's one that I've heard rumors from someone that's gone.
Yeah, that was kind of one of the early ones that we talked about.
Yeah.
Before we knew about the Legacy and we just thought it was going to be removed.
Yeah.
Shield from Fountain Court Guard, I don't mind if they disappear.
Well, it's just because Fountain Court Guard with shield are so good.
It's just an auto take.
That if you had unlimited, it's really worth just because it's 11 points for a D7 5/4 bodyguard model.
Yep.
If you had unlimited, you would just
do that. The only reason I bring up Gilead Veterans is it's tough to say whether or not they exist. Like in you know what I mean? Like they could, they could just be. It could just be a 1 point upgrade to a Warrior of Minas Tirith to make them into a veteran.
Yeah.
And that gives them +1 courage in the rule.
Okay. That opens up a whole other topic of in the previous edition they had quite a few 1 point upgrades like that. In this edition we have a couple Hearthguard and
they had so many in the previous edition.
I really like them, and if they did that, I'd be totally fine with it.
I also understand why they got rid of some of them, because black Numenorians when you could get them to have Venom.
Or 5/5.
Or 5/5. Yeah.
But that was a balancing. I think like balance issues are
That was
completely
also
aside
only in Harad number. Oh, I know, but you could take them anywhere. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. So,
yeah,
I think
that'll be interesting.
the good thing is if Asclepius veterans go, you just say that they're Warriors of Minas Tirith, but cooler models, coming from someone who owns like 25.
You own so many of them, and they're all metal, and they're all actually legit. Numenor, model choices, nothing gets changed. War gear.
Oh, okay. We have something else to talk about next.
Oh, yeah, we have to talk about him.
Yeah.
Shield's gone, horses gone. Oh, sorry, Isildur keeps his horse.
Oh, for the heroes. Sorry, I thought you were talking about taking a shield off the Warriors.
Heroes. Elendil, get rid of his shield, get rid of his horse.
Yeah.
Isildur, get rid of his shield. Keep the horse because he's on the horse in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, warriors are totally fine. If they want to add a mounted option, no one's going to complain.
I don't think they will.
I don't think they will, but I think they should. If they're going to be... Because I feel like they're going to get rid of someone's something, and they're not going to get rid of someone else's whatever. And there's going to be people from one army going, why did you get rid of our stuff and not get rid of that person's?
Yeah, but also, like, it's not supposed to be fair. Like...
Yeah, true.
World's
Nothing's fair.
To those people who say that. But okay, so we see Numenorians riding horses in the Gladdenfield scene where Isildur's also riding a horse.
Yes.
So maybe that happens, but you can already take captains on horses, and I kind of imagine, because in that scene, there's Numenorians on horses, and then behind them
there's
there's
just like
Numenorians marching.
there's just like 20-something.
There's yeah. There's one captain per 12 dudes, and he had like 500 dudes with him. You know, it's like
He was doing macro warbands.
yeah.
Anarion.
So Anarion is a huge one.
We've gone 6 years in this edition with a teaser of a hero that never got released.
My absolute favorite thing in the world would be if they kept his name in the special rule.
I still didn't release.
Still didn't release him.
For the whole edition.
Yep.
That would be so good.
He's just always teased. I honestly don't think that is a 0% chance.
They have to know, because I think surely the next supplement feels like it must be Last Light.
Okay, and the problem is with the way that the new army lists are working with like Legendary Legions, he doesn't fit into any, because you'd have a Last Alliance Legion, which has Elendil, Isildur, Gil-galad, Elrond, and Arion's dead by then. And then maybe if you want to have Isildur on a horse, you have a Gladdenfield.
Well, the question is, with the Last Alliance, what does that count for? Because I'm pretty sure Anarion dies during the siege.
The Siege of Barad-dûr, yeah.
I guess because then he comes out. Yeah, okay.
Because the Last Alliance is the scene from the movie, for sure. And Anarion,
which is very different to the books where they're just standing outside Barad-dûr.
And then Sauron tries to escape, and they chase him.
Murk him.
So he's probably going.
Radagast Alliance.
Everything's fine now.
Everything's fine. The only thing I think they could change is the fact you need to lose the Staff of Power with the Eagle.
Well, the other one is Radagast on horse. I can see that going. We've got a slave model, we've got an eagle model. Why do we need a horse?
Yeah. Yeah, actually, that's a really good shout. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah.
Rivendell. Elrond's fine. Gil-galad, we have the same question about the shield and the horse.
Losing shield and horse.
Which is...
If he doesn't lose it entirely, he just can't take it in the Last Alliance one.
Which is totally fine. Glorfindel, Azeroth is obviously fine. I assume the armor has some sort of lore background for that.
Probably.
I don't know. I actually have no recollection.
Okay, Glorfindel really bugs me in the book because it's like, hey, this dude, he's the best. Man. He could just go and solo this mission. We're never going to see him again. It's like,
sick.
You could have just not introduced me to him then.
Yep. He also just chills at the Council of Elrond, I'm pretty sure, and just watches.
Yeah.
It's like, this is all fine for me.
Yeah.
I'm leaving.
It's like when you give your 2-week notice to a job and you turn up for the meetings anyway. You're like,
wow, I don't care.
Yeah, like I could solve that problem, but nah.
Yep. He stays. Elrond and Elrond here, I think, are actually fine.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I think I love them so much.
Their name's said in the books multiple times.
Yeah.
And they've got nice models.
They got nice models. They're in War in the North.
Yeah.
I love that game so much.
That actually is such a good game, dude. Oh, sorry.
We should do a playthrough.
This is such a side note to anyone listening. I'm sorry, but I've got it on my Xbox, and I'm planning on bringing my Xbox in here to studio to play Conquest because Liam's got it as well. 4-player split screen on my computer monitor. and then we just get 3 guys down. We play Warzone.
Forget doing it on your laptop. I'll bring my projector.
Dude,
Put it
okay.
up on the wall.
Yeah, let's actually do it.
Hell yeah.
Sorry to everyone in the audience who that was completely irrelevant for.
We record it.
Oh, do a live stream.
Live stream.
Oh my god.
Fundraiser.
Yeah.
Get Jacob more rent money.
Yeah.
Aristor, I'm pretty sure is the dude.
No, he's actually
a dude.
They've also just
Captains
announced
of-
he's in either being released or as a major.
Oh, because he's in the AMR thing. Yeah. Captains are fine. Gildor's fine. Lindir,
Gildor fine? I think he is, but
think he's
I've
fine.
heard some people
because he's got the whole.
He's got a big
helping.
thing.
Yeah.
He just hasn't been available for
Forever. Yeah.
And the Nildoran Exile.
I just hate I hate those upgrades. I hate that.
I think the Gildor model's a terrible model.
Oh, I also hate the upgrade, the 8-inch. What else?
Oh, I think it's.
It's one of the most negative armies ever. I hate it so much.
Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. Mountain Goat Gaming, Sean's minimized list is Boromir of Gondor on
He did it.
Gildor. I don't know if he
doing it.
submitted it.
There's no way. He
better
wouldn't be
not.
he'd be that much of a dickhead. Sean, I love you, but God, I hate that list. Lindir is totally fine. Kierden is fine because they're also re-releasing that with I was about to say Age of Magmar.
Rise of Magmar.
Rise of Magmar. Arwen's fine. Stormcaller, as was said. Old Bilbo Baggins in Rivendell.
I think that's fine.
But you can take the ring.
You probably shouldn't take.
Just get rid of the ring.
If
If you get rid of the ring, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Because then, yeah, if you want to take 40 points for him, because otherwise, taking the ring is genuine for 40 points.
It's pretty good. But okay, him without ring in Rivendell, it's like, cool, I paid 40 points to have a D2, Strength 2.
But he's also like the funniest one drop. And
Oh,
he
he's
just
awesome.
doesn't fail courage.
And it's such a nice model as well.
It's one of the best models. I actually
Yeah.
really like it. Rohan. There are definitely people that may not make it. Helm does make it. New model.
Well-
Sure. Oh.
So the question is, current Helm. If he's going to be the main character of this new War of Rohirrim movie,
Yeah.
what if War of the Rohirrim Helm is just a completely different vibe to this Helm? Like, what if he...
As in like an old and young, or
I wasn't even going to say an old and young, just like, you know how they imagine Balin in The Lord of the Rings and then Balin in The Hobbit, totally
Yeah.
different interpretation. What if that happens with Helm? Because it leaves this Helm in a really weird spot with where does he go?
I think they're gonna keep Helm the exact same.
Really?
Yeah.
I think he's gonna. So my prediction is the new starter kit is gonna be all new plastic Rohan with a plastic helm at the front.
Yep.
Versus plastic Dunlin. Now maybe it's Haradrim. I still don't really get how that works, but I think it's gonna be plastic Dunlin.
I think it'll be Dunland, yeah.
And I think that helm is gonna supersede this helm. And I think that the rules of this helm are
Really?
either just removed, not even legacied, because there's still a new current helm,
Okay.
or they're legacied and this is like old helm. And
I think that seems way too convoluted, and I think they're just gonna keep it.
if that's
what,
convoluted, I would
what
just-
change would you want to see, or like to see, or think we'll see?
well, like in the movie, he might do something.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think the main thing is
He's
we're
gonna have a
see
hammer,
him.
not a sword.
Does he? No, he has a sword. His whole hammer hand is because he just beats people with his fists.
Like the hammer is his hand, I guess.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they name him after he beats someone to death.
Wow, that goes hard.
Yeah, he just like punches people. He literally just bashes people to death.
All right, but okay,
Have you not? I watched the whole like video. It was like the history of Rohan.
yeah.
So
I've spoken. To
I would highly recommend.
I would actually listen to that one.
I would recommend it. It was really good.
Is that? But like, because they're saying they want the profiles to more accurately represent what they do in the movie.
I guess so. If they do something, he does something really different, then they may need to change it. But I think they'll just change that profile because again, most of his profile is just rules from the Legendary Legion because he gets Mighty Hero and the Free Arrow combats from there.
Yeah.
So
So
we'll
I would
see.
expect his rules to change pretty heavily.
But that'll be interesting. Theoden, chill. Earl the Young, almost certainly.
He's, if anything's going to be a legend, it's got to be
It's got to be him. It's an old model, out of production for
so
years.
It's a terrible model as well.
I think the nostalgia makes me like it more than it actually is because it's not that good.
It's like, it is pretty bad. My guess is that was like they got a
it's
sculptor.
It's almost like they just saw Rohan Rollguard and they were like, yeah, but make him slightly cooler.
But like the armor on his horse, you can clearly tell is like green stuff, little like flat bit, put it on, and then take a thing
Make it
like
green,
blue
yeah.
lines.
Yeah, I get it. But yeah, Earl the Young absolutely going in. And again, you'll be able to I reckon in the legacy thing they'll say that you can run again Earl the Young with King of Men and do all that.
Yeah.
Aemma's fine, Thaedra's fine, Daelwine, Erkenbrand, Elfhelm, Grimbold. Grimbold, give him a horse.
Does it happen?
No.
No, it definitely doesn't happen.
Although
But the thing is, in the like in Théoden's
He's
speech,
so
he says
explicit.
Grimbold take the.
I don't know how that happened.
Yeah,
And they just didn't.
it's so
They
explicit.
also made a whole book and were like, no, we're still not going to do it.
Which was wild,
Crazy.
especially when there was like community petition for it.
Yep. Harmer, Captain, Dernhelm, all fine. King's Huntsman.
So, I'm gonna start by saying the same thing as before. If he's in the command,
He's in the command pack, but
but they really could go to Legends.
Really
or
could, yeah.
just buff him, make him something better than he currently.
Eowyn, I don't mind the Eowyn and Dernhelm profile being split up.
I actually think it makes sense for sure.
Yep. Haleth is fine. Merry, I think Merry's still fine.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and Aldor is totally fine. I think the warrior wise, Sons of Earl go with Earl into Legacy.
Yep. Outriders.
Outriders. I don't know if they make it.
Can you buy Outriders?
I'm also going to say probably not. Only because I can remember people asking on the secondhand pages on Facebook to buy them.
Rohan Outriders.
Foot or mountain?
Foot and mountain.
Oh,
Yeah,
they're in the same pack.
It
Are
has
they
four
available?
models. They are available.
Ooh.
They are very, very expensive for...
It's like $80 or something?
It is $90. And one of them's just the dismount, and I'm pretty sure on horse they're 14 points. So that would make them quite a costly inclusion. They are.
I
nice
don't
models.
think they're going to make it.
I think they are a very logical thing to end up in.
Yeah.
Legacies.
Survivors of Lake Town. I don't think anything gets touched. Bard, Gandalf, Bilbo, Percy, who's definitely a thing in the movie. The Captain, Hilda, Bianca, who's again definitely something in the movie. Bane, Alfred.
Yep, I think they're all fine.
And then obviously Sigrid and Tilda are obviously in there as well.
Yep.
Survivors. Dead of Dunharrow.
Totally fine.
Nothing has changed. Heralds are totally safe.
I mean, Riders of the Dead, I think, will be safe.
They're in the movie,
Yeah, cool.
which you can't tell because it's all green,
Yeah.
but they're definitely
You
in
definitely
there.
see
They
them,
definitely like do the charge over the water.
Yep.
Fellowship,
Totally fine.
totally fine. I don't think anything. They all still get Elven Close. They all still get their armor. Bill's still a thing.
Well, they'll do Fellowship and Breaking the Fellowship surely separate.
Yeah.
And that's one where I'm expecting, and I'm hoping that they do get a buff. This is
regular one.
like a whole other video was talking about what profiles on Armulus we want buffed and not buffed. I want regular Fellowship buffed. I want
Breaking is honestly really good though.
I didn't
actually
actually know it until it just
It popped up at Articon
really
in the LCQ, so not as serious, but
yeah
it still popped up, and I watched it just demolish Dragon Emperor.
yeah
It
that's
just
awesome.
killed everything. It was crazy. So yeah, Fellowship totally fine. Fiefdoms, I actually think is pretty safe.
I hope so because the Fiefdoms is really cool.
They're really cool. All the heroes are mentioned in the books.
Yeah.
It's a shame Imrahil couldn't make the cut into the movies. I know there was no plan to put him in, but he could have.
I'm fine with him not being in because
It's hard to try and.
it's
say
hard
what
to
should've.
introduce another dude who actually does something like that late into the story.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not really much to say. I think I actually really like all the
So
profiles.
you
how
think they're all safe?
Yeah. Well,
Okay. I hope so because I think the
think
variety
so.
they provide is really, really cool. So I hope you're right. I have been concerned that they're gonna gut it entirely.
they could mold it into Minas Tirith.
If they do that Defense of the White City. And
Yeah, and ignore, but then they ignore all the fiefdoms versus Umbar stuff.
I hope it just stays.
I hope it just stays as
it's
it
a
is.
really cool army.
Iron Hills,
Totally fine. Well, Mundra.
Mundra, absolutely gutted.
They-
They're gone.
They're like the pinnacle of what.
They're the pinnacle of who is this dude.
Who is this dude?
Why
They're
are you
not? They haven't
here?
been available for forever.
Yep. They're gone.
Why are they even in the Iron Hills army list? Because
Dude, I have no clue. What does the law say? Is there any law on this? No, it just has the. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. Get rid of them. Ballistas are fine. Go Riders are fine. Chariots are fine.
Champion Chariot, I think
That was, I think Kylie and Jeremy on the Green Dragon just were discussing. I think it was the Champion's Chariot. I don't see it getting, because there's no official model, I think.
Yeah, but I think
they're totally safe though, rules wise.
I think it is totally safe because it's such a very clear thing that happens.
Yeah. Here's the big one. Khazad-dûm / Kingdom of Moria.
So,
We'll go through the heroes and then we'll discuss what we think happens.
yeah,
Durin, safe. Dwarf King,
safe.
King's Champ.
I'm going to say safe.
Okay, I don't know if Durin's making it, dude. Surely?
Why would
Surely. I think they're going to split the army list in two.
I think as well.
Which I'm happy. I want it to be actually different.
Yep.
So in that case, I think Durin's then safe. King's Champ? I don't know, dude.
I think King's Champ's totally fine because
He's not in a command pack.
he's not in a command pack. I'm trying to piece together why. Because he is so good.
I love the lore of it generally, but you could say the same for like every society could have just like the dude.
Just a champion. Nah, because he's a really good dude. I think he'll probably get nerfed because he's
He's so good.
But so if the reason that they're doing Legacies is to make space for new models, does removing Khazad-dûm make space for new models? I don't think it does at all. I think it just removes a faction.
Yeah.
So and it's not like they're going to be adding new Khazad-dûm stuff in. Like I get it where Mordor has so many troops. If you cut down Morgul Stalkers, that's totally fine because they've got so many options. It gives a bit more space. Whereas for Khazad-dûm, I think they're a self-contained army list. They fit what they are trying to do. I'm going to go as far as to say every profile in Khazad-dûm is not in Legacies.
Isn't every profile is not in Legacies? Fair enough, because I think, Floy is going to stay in Balin's one. Martin
kind of sucks.
I have no recollection whether he's an actual person.
That he's very mid in game
means he might stay.
Well, I think that they're going to be making these legacy decisions not based on how good things are in game.
I don't think so. I think Martin might get cut, possibly. I don't know how integral he is in the appendix.
I don't think I'm pretty sure he's a Games Workshop invention.
Get rid of him.
Because he comes in a pack with Durin, I'm going to say he stays in. He's in.
Dwarf Captain's fine. Shield Bearer? I like them more. I like the idea of them more than the King's Champ.
If they were just better, yeah, absolutely. My Shield Bearer is such a disappointment of a profile.
Yeah, fair.
He dies a lot.
The Ballista, just get rid of them. Get rid of all the siege engines. I hate them.
Yeah.
And then obviously in the other one you get Balin, who I think is actually really fine.
Yep.
Gimli, obviously fine.
Well, so Gimli is not part of Balin's expedition.
That's the wild thing I never understood.
Yeah.
He's definitely not.
He's not even remotely close to Balin's expedition. So I think the Balin one is going to be Balin, Ori, whoever else goes. Is it
Ori? Oin. That's
Floy.
it. Floy. That's it. Wow, they really took the worst ones. Why just give Ori a slingshot, dude?
Give Ori a slingshot and make Oin not the worst one.
He's not. Oh, isn't he?
Bofa is the worst one.
What does Bofa do? He get like shares might points with Bilbo?
No, that's Dory. The crack thing about Bofa is he's actually, so he has the two-hand, which is
what weapon does he have?
He's got the hat and the pickaxe.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But he has the steadfast
the
rule.
2+, yeah.
On a 2+, he ignores any magical power
or special rule,
which is wildly good.
Crazy.
But why would you ever target him with anything?
Yeah.
So he's kind of the best and worst.
So for an area of effect thing, does he stop the entire effect or just on him?
Stops the entire effect.
So Dragon breathes fire and he's like, no.
Oh, for a spell, definitely. For breathe fire, I don't know. I think that's kind of hilarious if he's just like 2 inches behind the guy and he somehow like projects.
Stop, no.
Yeah.
In terms of warriors in Khazad-dûm,
Khazad will stay for sure.
Khazad Guard's fine. Warriors are fine.
Rangers.
Iron Guard is sick. I hope that there's no. Surely not.
I think it's all fine. I think it's all fine. Seriously. I also hope that they just get a flat +1 defense across everything in Khazad. That's everything.
I hate that.
Take Durin up to 10, because if anything's going to be defense 10, it is Durin.
Yeah, I actually don't hate that. Misty Mountains,
that's just Eagles, yeah.
Totally fine, especially because you won't be able to ally them all over the place. Rangers.
Well, I think they're going to be totally fine as well.
Fair. I think they might do get rid of one of the Dunedain and North and combine them into one profile.
Into one. I can definitely see that happening.
Make them better.
My guess with the army list is there's going to be...
Because Halbarad's not going anywhere whatsoever.
No, especially because Halbarad and Arathorn are coming back in the pack. Same with Dunedain and Rangers to the north. So, and obviously they have the new Arnor hero. My guess, because that Arnor hero is the first king who like goes into the woods. So I think that he's going to have an army list where he gets Warriors of Arnor and Dunedain together.
Okay.
And then I think there's going to be another one where you can choose Arathorn or Aragon. You can't have both of them, or you don't have to have either of them. Arathorn and then Dunedain / Rangers of the North. Maybe they merge them into one, or do something with them.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Yeah, it sounds good, honestly. I'm really fine with that. I'd love them to pop up a little bit more. I think only seeing them with Gandalf in the Shire as well, I'd love if they were slightly more easily available when needed.
Yeah, if they could just join the Shire or... well, I mean, speaking of, there could be a Shire list like the Defense of Golfenbull where you have like Bullroarer.
That's a great segue because I think Brandibus Took is gone.
He probably... I think he's a pretty...
You can't run him with anything.
Well, I think he makes sense to be like that whole Bandibus with dudes and rangers makes sense as a link.
Make some sort of generic, the ability to take leaderless warbands with him, because at the moment you can't take any named
points.
I don't even think you can run. He's 40 points. 40 more for the horse, I'm pretty sure.
You can take leaderless warbands. So you could take...
Don't do this, where you make an 800-point list with 500 dudes.
So it's Bandibus, 100 Hobbit Militia, and 12 Hobbit Archers is 500 points. It's...
Yeah. Within the Legion again. Oh, jeez.
That would be actually the worst experience ever. 500 points completely inside.
Oh, I'm so... To the audience, I'm so sorry. I landed less than like 20 hours ago from Europe, so I'm on my last legs just as a human.
Bring Bandibus.
Bandibus is totally a legacy. He's absolutely gone. Gandalf's fine. The 4 Travelers are absolutely fine.
I think everything except for Bandibus
is fine. I think it's totally... a lot of people I've heard think a lot of the new Hobbit stuff will go because they're not all named in the book and stuff.
Yeah, but
they're all totally...
You're obviously incorrect about that.
They're obviously totally fine. Old Bilbo is the only one where I'm kind of... Because he obviously he's fine.
Well, it depends on what army list they do, because they'll obviously do like a...
Alvin? I think he's still fine.
Yeah, no, he's still fine.
There's everything else is fine. Fatty's fine. He's definitely there. Libilia's fine.
So the army list is going to be the... like the Defense of the Shire in the end, like from Sharky's Road,
and then it'll be a Brandibus.
Bandibus will definitely be Legacies. The question is that the only Shire we...
Because then you lose... If you do a pre for Lord of the Ring, it's Bilbo, Paladin, Libelia,
like Will Whitfoot,
Gandalf.
Because you could do Bilbo's birthday party.
True.
And what you could do is, because it's like, you know, you've kind of broken apart into Legends Religions, you can take like Fellowship, Frodo, Sam, Merry, Pippin. Frodo doesn't have the ring, and then it's Will's birthday party.
Yeah, true.
The question is, like, you know, that wasn't a battle scene.
Yeah, no.
Does that really need to be an army, or can you just do that as like fun little buy
Oh, really? We're nearly done with the good armies. We'll probably take a little break after we do the good armies. That's because I need a little jog.
Oh yeah.
White Council. I don't think anything. It's actually changing.
Yeah. So I mean, it just in terms of legends, not legends, nothing changes there. Obviously, that opens up another conversation about rules, but that's not what this episode is.
Wanderers in the Wild. Let's go have a quick look. The Grimbeor.
Grimbeor stays.
He stays, unfortunately.
Yep.
But not for him. Maroonedra gone.
Just absolutely booted.
Barlam and Butterbur are totally fine. Harry Goatleaf, fine.
What armies can you bring them in?
You should be able... Well, the thing is, you can yellow out... Like, Harry Goatleaf can go into Shire or Ruffians.
Okay.
Butterbur can yellow into a lot of stuff, but the main one is you just bring him into Hobbits because he's a restoring will and might on the full.
But like, just with the way the book's now formatted.
Oh, then he's probably gone, yeah.
Well,
But he's also a new model.
in Legends, I kind of would love to see if he's like not in an army list, but he has a thing saying he can join these army lists, because it's dumb if it's like the Fellowship and Balam and Buttermere was one of the options. But I would desperately love if they had like, you can play Aragon, the 4 Hobbits, and Balam and Butterbur as...
He might be a scenario piece only.
That
Which could be an option.
absolutely fine. He's not actually in any, but that's also fine.
Is he not?
He might be in one.
Oh, that's a
Might
shame.
be in one.
Bombadil and Goldberry. My preference is, if not completely removed, they're legacied with a big star next to them that says only in scenarios. With a points value of infinity, like it used to.
Yeah, I think that's pretty likely to happen. If they stayed the same and they just go to legacies and they're pretty restricted with Waking, that's also fine. But they are supposed to be a scenario piece. Like Tom Bombadil is just like sort of what I said about Glorfindel. He's like, oh, I could just solo this mission like no sweat, but I don't really care, so I'm not going to.
Yep. The only other ones here are the Thrain the Broken, who is fine.
Yeah, our Hills
Love him. And the Wildman and Druiden, who are not getting changed.
Oh,
I don't see a reason why they would.
you don't think they're going to legacy?
Nah.
Because they've been one that people have kind of talked about.
No, they're going to keep the Legendary Legion. So, or at least have an adjusted version with Rohan, yeah.
Okay.
You reckon they might?
Yeah,
They're just not available. I think that's all I have to do is make it about... All they have to do, if they wanted to actually be nice and not exploit us for our money, is release a pack that's Gumbury Gun and 15 Wozers as a pack. Because then if you go want to play the Legion...
that was such a... That had to be a mistake, right? That
you can only take one warband off them.
And yeah, it's 15 instead of 12, but they were sold in packs of 12.
No, because he's just because he's the hero of Valor, and they want to take him full warband.
Yeah.
That's it. It's pretty dumb.
So, yeah, I don't know if the Druidan survive this, because it's pretty clear in the story that, like, they do their one thing, they kill those orcs, and then they're, like, never speak.
Well, that's why I think that they'll still be in there. They just won't be able to run as a pure army. They'll only...
yeah, well, I see what you're saying.
So I think they're totally fine. They're not going to go to Legacy. I just think they won't... Their army list will be purely them and Rohan.
You can't take the, like, 100 friggin' dudes. Yeah. I actually think that's not super unlikely. I don't mind if they're there. It's just, like... The thing that I'm always wondering about with the army lists and legacies is, like, do you really want to spend when the Defense of the White City is 1 page?
Yeah.
Do you really want, like, Druidan to be 1 page as well? Or do you... Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I still like him.
Yeah. I'm fine with him being around. Game balance-wise, they're totally fine. They're in the story. So maybe they are fine.
That's all every good army.
Wow, okay.
2-minute break. We'll get back into the evil army.
Let's do it.
And we're back. We're back. Evil armies. Let's run it.
Okay.
Which king?
Oh, no, I think he's legacy.
Totally fine. This is Angmar, by the way, not Mordor or Barad-dûr.
Yep.
Gulliver.
So some people are saying he might be legacy, but then they announced they're bringing the model back.
I think,
so
yeah. And if you still think he's going to legacy, you are dumb. He's literally getting re-released. I don't know. Now, here's one. The named ring race that aren't the Witch King.
Okay.
What do you think?
I was going to say you go first because I have a very strong answer to this.
I think they stay.
They absolutely stay.
I think they stay.
Not a chance do they go.
Yeah, they're too cool.
They're too cool. They're pretty popular. And, like, I know some people are like, oh, but they should go. And I was like, why? And they're like, because. I'm like, sweet. They should stay.
Yeah. And some people like, only Kamul the Eastling gets mentioned. And I'm like, yeah, so one of them does get mentioned.
Yeah.
so therefore we're not going to just remove everyone but Kamul.
And because the story is told from the good guy's perspective, like, it's not like if we told it from the orcs' perspective, they're not like, oh, Legolas Greenleaf. They're like, oh, just some random dude with a bow shot me. Cool.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I think it makes sense that they all have their own character and personality.
100%. Birdo, totally fine. Getting a new model, love it. Shade is fine. Getting a new re-release. Wildmark Chieftain as a generic thing, I think is fine. Even more so, I'd love if he was available in Sharky's Wild Riders. I
also hope he ends up in Dark Denizens of Mirkwood.
That's also valid, yeah.
Yep. Will they stay in Angmar? Maybe not.
I don't really mind, yeah. Barrow White's totally fine. Captain, fine. Golf Ball. Legacy.
Given that he is in the appendix of his own book.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Well, it's in the same way that why is Helm in the Andy's Legion in the appendix instead of just being in the actual thing? It doesn't make sense. That never made sense to me.
I don't really get it, no. I understand Golfenball being in an appendix because it's like, hey, this is like the least relevant guy in this game.
Yeah.
And I've came third place in a tournament with my Golfenball, so don't get me wrong, I love a Golfenball.
300-point tournament. Okay, let's not get yourself. It wasn't like 600 points.
That was, hey, I diced my way to victory there. That was so good.
And here's where we start getting into it because this one is actually a weird mix-up. This is, so the Angmar Orc Shaman.
Yep.
Shamans, to be clear, complete GW fabrication.
Yeah.
As far as we're aware, there's no magic orcs, actually. The main thing is this one isn't in a command pack. He's definitely sold by himself.
But you buy the orc command. There's not an Angmar command pack, there's an orc command pack.
Mm-hmm. But the mounted, that like the...
the mounted one is sold by himself.
Yeah.
No, I still think they're fine.
Because I think Shamans could get done in. They could get him.
The Shamans have been around in the game for a long time.
Since basically the start.
And I think they're going to pay homage to that, like, stuff from the start kind of stays. So I think that a lot of the profiles that haven't been changed since the start will remain unchanged.
Yep.
Fair. I think that Shamans in general will stay to shore. I also think that they, in terms of the game balancing, obviously we can't really comment on balance because we have no idea what's coming, but they provide a very important role against counter-terror.
I've never heard you speak so highly about Shamans.
Yeah, because they suck, but...
I agree. I won't be surprised if they stay. I also won't be completely shocked if they do go.
I think they'll stay for that reason as well as the factory.
Yep. Azog's Hunters.
Totally fine.
Azog, Bolg, Fimble, Nuzlocke, Normal Captain, Yazneg. The only thing that I think could change is the Warrior War Gear options. Maybe.
Does Fimble keep his Warg? Nope, sorry, not Fimble. Nuzlocke keep his Warg. Model doesn't have a Warg.
No, I don't count.
Yeah, it's not really a big deal. Maybe. He probably does.
I think the only thing is, like, do they keep, like, the Warhorn or the Banner? Maybe. I think they do.
Yeah.
But it'd be interesting.
Warhorns probably go down to...
They're all fine. Azog's Legion. So, Azog, Bolg, totally fine.
Yep.
Captain's totally fine.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm going to say this because I love them so much. Mercenary Captains?
Oh, totally fine.
Do they appear?
They can really fight them, yeah.
Where?
So that,
well, I don't remember if...
Thorin's like, Feely Keely, you go scout. And then some Golden Mercenary comes up, and Dwell's like, Goblin Mercenaries, less than 100. And then...
Does he?
Yeah.
What movie?
The Battle of Five Armies, dude.
Cool.
Because they're the reason that Feely and Keely split up from Thorin and Dwellin.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, they're definitely...
I just kind of got rid of that from my head. Love it.
Fair enough.
Hell yeah. Mercenary Captain's in. Catapult Troll. Doesn't have a profile. Very explicitly in the movie. I think he stays.
Do you think it ever gets a model?
I really hope so.
It's such a big model for such a niche use.
No. The niche use, because, again, for those who don't remember, because whoever uses him, 180 points, you get a catapult with a whole area of effect thing. My favorite bit is the goblins on top get to make strikes, like the Dragon Emperor.
Yeah.
You also automatically roll the max distance on Pearls.
So the thing is, we're already questioning siege weapons, and this guy is a siege weapon without a model.
But it's cool stuff.
He is cool. I hope he stays, and I don't think that they need to make a model for every profile. Like, obviously, they kind of go towards that with some of their other games, but I do think that Middle-earth stands apart from the other games quite a lot. I hope it stays. at the same time, I hope it stays. It's already not very good, and I want siege weapons to get nerfed, so they definitely need to rework the profile
Yeah.
a lot for that. Another one that we haven't talked about, Azog's Tower.
Yeah, because the other troop options I think are fine. Mercenaries fine. Normal Gundabeds are fine. Ogres and trolls are all fine.
Yep.
The bats are fine. Someone definitely told me that they thought the bats would go. Number one, new model. Number two, definitely in the movie.
Yeah.
Full scene where he carries Legolas around.
Definitely
Whatever.
totally fine.
Signal Tower.
I think it's gone because it doesn't really... So firstly, gameplay balance-wise, it came with a whole FAQ of its own. It doesn't make any sense for me to have my Shire board, and then someone's like, yeah, by the way, Azog built a tower here. I'm like, oh, in the middle of Hobbiton, there's now...
If we weren't going into a new edition, I could see an FAQ coming that wouldn't remove it, would clarify it a lot. The new edition makes me feel like it's just gone.
I think it's going into Legacies because it's still like, it's great as a narrative piece, but it doesn't make sense in a competitive sense.
Scenario only for sure.
Yeah, from a gameplay sense, because, you know.
Makes sense. Barad-dûr, Sauron, fine. Witch King, fine. Mordor Troll Chieftain,
Fine.
probably fine.
We saw one in the movie. Black 8.
That's not Barad-dûr.
Well, yeah, but all the army.
I think it's fine. I think it's definitely fine.
It might not be a Meredith.
Black Numenorian Marshal. So we've talked about, let's just talk about Black Numenorians at the same time. We're on to that stage at the moment. So, I'm of the opinion, the Mouth of Sauron is a Black Numenorian.
He is.
Therefore, Black Numenorians exist in the movie. Therefore, Black Numenorians stay. They probably need a points increase to at least 10 points.
Yep.
Otherwise, I think they stay. I think the Marshals stay.
So,
In all the lists they're available.
in all the lists that are available.
Yeah.
No, that is where I put the foot down. Black Numenorians, Morgul Knights will be available in Barad-dûr alongside Sauron only. They will not be with the rest of Mordor.
I'm fine if that happens, to be clear.
So, by the time we get to the Third Age and there's the Mouth of Sauron, I think he's like the one Black Numenorian left. Or maybe there's like a couple of them, but there is not like rank and flank forces. Because the end of the Second Age, Battle of Last Alliance, yep, there was all the like weird Numenor stuff that we're going to see in Rings of Power where they were bad guys. So then they all move into Mordor, and then it's like a long time after. So that is a lot of generations of
Inbreeding.
yeah. And that's why, like, I think that's a cool reason for him being like kind of all weird, and he's like, you know, one of the last ones, and that's why his station is so high.
I'm fine with that. Just interesting to bring up. Ring Wraiths, totally fine.
Yep.
Love them. Taskmasters, fine.
Yep.
Captains, Shamans.
Why do you think Taskmaster?
Because they're in the movie.
They are in the movie. Okay, no, that's
The exact model is in the movie.
yeah, and that's a good model.
Captains are fine. Shamans, probably fine. Shelob, fine. Drummers, I think are fine.
Yeah.
Catapults, I think are also fine.
Yeah.
Siege bows, gone. They are just so, again, where are they putting these siege bows to use them?
We definitely didn't see the one top of the Black Gate,
Absolutely not.
and it's a siege bow, not a anti-siege bow.
Yeah. It's definitely not an anti-personnel siege bow.
They might go into Legacies. They're one that's so bad that if they're in Legacies or not in Legacies, it literally makes no difference. Like, you'll only play them in a super fun casual event.
Yeah. And here's where we go into the absolute deluge of... We're in Barad-dûr. I made a mistake. I was thinking about Mordor and warrior choices. Speaking of Mordor, let's get into Mordor.
Is that... I don't think that's alphabetical.
That's not alphabetical.
All right.
That definitely just got me really excited. Corsairs.
Okay, so hang on. We are going alphabetical.
We're going alphabetical.
Corsairs is a...
Okay. Dalamir.
I think he's totally fine. Because without him, Corsairs
Just fall apart. None of them we ignore because we already gave past all of them. Hasharan.
Oh, man.
I don't see Hasharan making it
They're
into
not
Umber.
currently available. They...
I don't know why though.
You don't know why? What?
It feels like the only reason Hasharan are in there, because the whole thing is Dalamir learns like the skills of the Hasharan and then somehow rises up the ranks and becomes the fleet master.
Yeah.
Sick. I still don't understand Hasharan leading Corsairs.
I agree.
Personally.
So, Hasharan, I think, if I was going to do Hasharan, I would make them independent heroes.
Yep.
Because
100%.
they're supposed to be like ninja assassin dudes.
Or include, independent, or included in only Dalamir's warband.
Yeah.
Because Delamar's also fine. Corsair captains and bosuns are totally fine.
Yeah.
And again, for the one person I told you, I don't remember who, they said bosuns weren't fine.
Yeah, they're definitely fine.
They literally say it in the movie. Like,
And Peter Jackson
was one of them.
is both.
Black Numenorian Marshal, not in that list.
I completely agree.
Get rid of them. Just doesn't make sense. Reavers. Warriors, I think warriors are fine. I think Arbalests are actually probably fine.
Reavers don't have models.
Reavers
But they're
don't have
also
models.
so integral to the identity of Corsairs. You don't think so?
Nah.
Really?
Nah. I associate them more with throwing weapons than possible underwear and crazy dudes.
They're such cool profiles.
Makeup profile. I'm not sold. Like the bosun is still takeable as a banner model.
If anything is on
Especially because if we assume, because do you think they're going to have an army with the Haradrim?
No.
Because I don't think they're going to be able to bring Solid End in anymore. I think bosuns will still be a viable choice, especially if we take out Black Numenorians, which were the model to have a banner with.
Yeah. I think Corsairs will just be pure Corsairs, and that's it. That's how you play them.
Because I think
Maybe Reavers. Reavers are, if you're thinking of something Legends, Reavers have to come to your mind first because they don't have a model.
it's something to consider for sure.
Yeah.
Dark Denizens of Mirkwood. I think it was, I can't remember if it was Jeremy or Kylie that mentioned on the podcast Spider Queen.
Spider Queen could be on the chopping block.
I think though you just lose everything if she's not there. It's kind of
If she's not there, it's not an army list, and and without her,
Bat Swarms are fine. Need a rework, but they're fine.
yeah,
It just rounded up. Everything else rounds up. Make it round up. Both spiders surely make it.
I think so, and I hope so because Dark Denizens is cool.
Yeah, I think they're both interesting. I hate the models, the GW ones, but
Yeah, I mean they're spiders. They're the easiest models to get alternatives of.
yeah. Felwargs, obviously, totally fine.
Do you think that Felwargs and Wildwargs stay as separate profiles, or do you think it just goes to Warg?
Make them all Felwargs. I don't care if normal Wargs also get.
I kind of agree because, like, the only reason they're not the same thing is just because they had slightly different design between the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings movies, but they're still Wargs.
Yep. Genuinely, that's the only option, really. Dark Powers.
Yeah, so we have the Necromancer. He's
So Necromancer,
the
very fine. All the Nazgul, totally fine.
Yep.
Keeper of the Dungeon,
totally
love him.
But what's not fun?
Well, the captains are fine.
The captains are fine. There's
My thing isn't working. What the? Oh yeah, true. Castellans.
Castellans of Dol Guldur.
Totally
got a
gone.
Legends unit.
Gone. Get rid of them.
Yeah,
No reason to keep them.
they made a lot of sense before the Hobbit movies came out, but now the Hobbit movies have come out, they've kind of been superseded.
Yep.
We saw the events of Dol Guldur on screen now, so Castellans, they're also just... And obviously, you can't send things to Legend because of the rules, because all the rules are changing. They need a drastic change from what they are, because, oh my
so
god,
annoying.
they had to fight against.
None of the warriors spring to mind as needing to be changed. It's best just Hunter Orcs, Gundabads, Mirkwood Spiders.
Yeah, and you keep Train the Broken in there, because that's cool.
It's really funny. Yep. Smaug, totally fine.
Smaug is just Smaug.
Faharad.
So this one has obviously come up in a lot of discussion on what goes to Legends. It's a GW invention. My final take, after quite a lot of thought, is that Faharad will remain in the regular rules.
Totally, completely.
Completely. Exactly how it is.
Yep, because I think Mumak War Leader, obviously totally fine.
Yep. And that's
Plus the normal Mumak is also fine. Let's get it out of the way. Camels aren't shown.
Camels are not shown. Absolutely, I agree. But they're super popular. Everyone loves them. They're making... Well, not to play against, but... Everyone looks at those models and they're like,
Yes, 100%.
So people really like them. And they're making the game to be fun for people to play.
Yep.
They're all available. You can buy all of them.
Real? Oh, yeah, true. Yeah.
So I've had people be like, oh, it's taken me so long to find Faharad. I'm like, well, you can just buy them from...
I agree. Again, I also wouldn't be completely surprised, not entirely, if they just binned them all.
So there's already less evil factions than good factions.
if they lose more, yes.
If they lose more, that disparity grows, especially when we talk about Khan, which is, we'll talk about that when we get there. I think the whole faction's fine. I think it's super popular, and it's super popular because it's fun, and they'll keep it for that reason.
Yep. Goblin Town, totally fine. Goblin King, Mercenary, Grinner, Captain, Scribe, Golem.
Yeah, unchanged for Goblin Town.
No issues. No need to change anything. Isengard. My poor boys. Saruman, totally fine.
They've already said he's getting a buff. Hell yeah.
Did they? Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, chop his arm off. Who gives? Thrydan. I don't think it's changed.
Yep.
If anything, oh no, he won't get a new model because it'll be it is free stuff. But I think they keep him. Well, unless they turn around and cut him and then go, this is the replacement guy. But then I assume that can't ally with Urix.
Yeah. I think it depends on what that movie has.
I think they might. Oh, it's because I think Gorolf stays, Frida stays, the Oathmaker stays because they're all the new profiles. Surely,
well, if you're gonna have them, you have Stride.
Also, he's in the Legendary Legion at the moment.
Yeah.
So I think probably all
keep
good.
Stride, yeah.
Ugluk's fine.
Who's next?
Rashku.
Rashku's gone, bro. Kick him to the curb. I'm pretty sure he comes in a pack with Malher at the moment. I know we talked about repackaging earlier this episode.
Malher's fine because he's totally in the books, in the movies.
Oh yeah.
Rashku's probably dead.
And
unless
put Malher in a kit with Lurtz and.
But what if they actually add Rashku to one of the Scout Legendary Legions?
Nah,
he's totally gone. He's totally gone. There's no way to save him.
I get he's like supposed to be a scout captain, but he has a crossbow, and the whole thing is that the scouts are like running and gunning, and you move forward and shoot still. And
I think I remember this is maybe just like a total Mandela effect, but like ages ago, one of his profiles was talking about like it was like the first experimental like version. That's why he shoots twice and stuff. But it's just the fact he's wearing scout armor and they didn't get included, and it was just a bit rough.
Because he hasn't been in any of the legions. He's gone.
Captains, chieftains, other scout captains, all fine. Shaku, totally fine. Snago, totally fine. Orc captains, fine. I think Uruk-hai drummers are actually totally fine.
Oh, I think so as well. Because they give a lot of identity to the Ugluk and Lurtz scouts.
Yep, and even the regular one, like it makes total sense to like go to a siege and have drummers. Yep. Shaman, we've already talked about our thoughts and about whether they'll repackage or not.
Yep.
Ballistas, just curious. I just don't care.
Yeah, I mean they'll be whatever they do with siege weapons applies to that.
The only other things to talk about. So obviously most of the Uruk-hai troops are fine. Feral Uruks.
Feral Uruks
gone.
Proper legacy.
Isengard trolls?
I think they're fine. They're in the plastic kit.
But like every troll is technically that troll.
Yeah, I can't imagine someone, like imagine you're planning out the business move. You're like, we're going to offer this kit. We're going to make trolls a lot better so everyone's going to be excited about them. And there's going to be options in this kit that you can build that are legacy. That doesn't seem to make sense for me.
Fair.
And from I get there's like a whole philosophical what should be legacies, what shouldn't it. Maybe philosophically it should be, but practically it absolutely won't be.
Yeah, it's a valid call. I don't think there's anything else that I'm concerned about in Isengard.
Demo team? Does the demo team stay? Because that would make sense as just a scenario.
It just needs a change.
It just needs a change.
It just needs a change. It needs to happen at the end of the 5 phase. Or at least part of the heroic move stage.
Or it does D6 strength 8 hits instead of D6.
Words, yeah. Isengard chill. Mordor. Mordor is
where we're cutting some
stuff. It is the biggest faction for a reason, and we're going to cut. So obviously, Witch King and all the named wraiths totally fine. Yep. Gothmog totally fine.
Yep.
Razgush new model, we're fine. Mouth of Sauron absolutely fine. Great Beast, if they touch it, I'll kill them.
Yeah, I think that would be fine. It's too cool.
Mordor Chieftain is fine because Blackgate.
Yep.
Shagrat and is fine. Goroth fine. Musgurd is a new model.
Yep.
Black Nun Marshal, so your theory is only in Barad-dûr. I'm fine with that.
We've addressed that.
Blackguard.
So the thing is, the Blackguard of Barad-dûr are not in the Barad-dûr army list because they're Uruk-hai instead. I can see them going into Legacy. I don't think they've been available here.
Because obviously lore-wise, Sauron does make Uruks because Shagrat is an Uruk.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure, but I wish they were in the movie because they look so cool. They're also so egregiously expensive, both in game and in real life.
Yeah.
And they're just not available. So I think they're probably gonna disappear, which is a shame.
Yeah. Not. I would give them good odds of disappearing, but
Not 100% for sure. Gotham Looks Force and Gurut's are fine. Kardush, oh god, please don't.
Kardush is gone.
He
sure.
For sure.
Yeah. I reckon he's.
I think it's.
He's.
But like so you think purely because the Stormclaw is in the pack, he's less likely to disappear than Kardush.
Kardush has been unavailable. He's come back on a made to order before, but if you're not getting Kardush, why you make if he's not a legacy, why make legacies?
That's valid. Zagdush and Gorbag are fine. Mortal Urukai Captain, probably fine. Ringwraith's fine. Grishnak fine. Is that how you spell his name? I thought there was another H at the end of it.
Don't ask me about spelling.
Moranon's fine. Taskmaster fine. Captain fine. Shaman fine. Shelob fine. Blackguard Drummer. Orc Drummer. Catapult Siege Bro already talked about. The question is the Warriors.
Yep.
Let's get into it. Mortal Troll. Fine.
Hopefully getting a huge buff.
Yep. Morgul Knight. We'll see.
I think moving to Barad-dûr only.
Blackguard we just talked about. Warg Riders fine.
Yep.
Morgul Stalkers gone.
I think they are a pinnacle.
They're the exact
Legacy,
example.
they were the first thing I thought about.
Yep. Metal, expensive, can't get your hands on them, never shows up anywhere. GW Invention, probably gone.
Yep.
Black Nums, talked about. Mortal Urukai, talked about. Moranons, Orc Trackers.
Orc Trackers, 100%.
Probably, just gone.
Yeah.
The issue is they're just so good.
Yeah, and it doesn't...
Which is, I think, they're probably one of the most integral things that will disappear.
Because they are actually quite popular, but they're not popular with official models. Everyone just has Orc Archers.
And you says they're tracking. Yep, I've done the same.
One thing that I do, and this is a side note. In the books, Balin killed by Orc Archers, Floyd killed by Orc Archers, Isildur killed by Orc Archers, Boromir killed by Orc Archers, but close enough. There's at least a couple others. Orc Archers kill more named characters than anything else.
That's because the good guys keep whinging about it.
So, let's make Orc Archers so good.
I just think, because the whole thing is technically Legolas, I reckon for... I think for the Moria Goblins, for them, they probably lost 10 of their highest ranking goblins to Legolas in the Mines of Moria, but we just don't know because they never tell us.
But okay, in the books, it says that in the Mines of Moria, the Goblin Archers' bows have a longer range than Legolas's bow.
Well, I think we were talking to David.
Yeah.
And he was saying that Legolas is actually dog shit.
What?
No. In the books, he's dog.
He shoots a fell beast out of the air.
Because apparently, so the whole thing is in Merc. I'm totally just retelling what he said.
Yeah.
In Mirkwood, they're all super short distance because the distance between the trees is super small and it's dark.
Yep.
The only reason he hits the fell beast is because it swoops overhead, so he just aims straight up and shoots it. And everything else, he just didn't kill.
Let's say you are, because he's in a boat in this part of the book as well. You're in a boat. You're just chilling. And then a fell beast swoops out of nowhere. Do you think you're able to get your bow and nail that thing in the heart and kill it in one shot?
Does he?
Just like he does, yeah.
But again, it's at night, which is his preferred thing, and it's 10 meters above him?
Yeah. It's a flying monster. And
it's massive.
Yeah, but you see, I don't think that's an easy thing
I just think movie Legolas... I think you need genuinely 10 to 12 book Legolases to take on one movie Legolas.
Oh, I agree. And then if Legolas in game was equivalent to Legolas in movies,
it'd be GG every game.
Yeah. What did we even?
What a sign!
We were talking about Orc
Archers.
Orc Trackers, they're
Oh, I'm just losing my mind. Moria, we're gonna keep going. Balrog, fine. Dragons, definitely fine.
Yeah. Some people said they won't be, but no, they totally.
They mentioned multiple times. Here we go. Durbus.
Now this is where things start to be scary.
Yeah.
So Firstly, there's no point making this whole Legacies thing a big deal
If we
people worry
don't
about it.
actually
If
do it.
you put like 2 things in Legacies, you're like, you probably could have just not done that. So
Yep.
Legacies is going to have a decent amount of stuff in it. It has to, otherwise it wouldn't exist.
Okay, so Durbers, yes or no?
I'm going to start with a yes on Derbez. He's going to stay in the core rules because he is an OG character. He goes way back.
Okay, Druzak.
Yes, I think Druzak's going to stay.
Because of AOL?
Because he was produced in metal, he goes way back as well.
Yeah, but like, so do other stuff?
Cool. Yeah,
You can't say because it was made in metal.
he's in AOL.
I think everything was said that's going in space in metal
He's more popular in the community. A lot of people play him. I think that's a big
because of AOL.
because of AOL. But AOL is getting absolutely gutted. Though I'll start saying no.
Ashrak.
He's gone.
Groblog.
He's gone.
Oh, that's a knife in my heart. I love Groblog so much.
Do you agree with me there though on those ones?
I honestly think it's more. I would feel more comfortable if Durbos and Groblog stayed and Druzak and Ashrak went in the bin.
I love Groblog. I'd like to keep him.
I love Groblog so much.
But
Also,
I like him exactly how he is. I don't want him to change any. Of his roles.
all I want him to do is change the random 4+ to activate the crown.
You know what? That
Intelligence
is going to interact with intelligence. Yeah.
I'd hope so.
He's going to be in Legacy, so he's going to have that rule anyway. But if he survives in the core rules, I don't know.
Now we might get even Black Shield captains.
I'm going to just talk about Black Shields as one.
Yep.
Because they're in a pack where you get the captain,
They're all
the
gone,
drummer,
aren't they?
the shaman. They're currently available though.
Oh,
They're currently
I
available.
just want Black Shield Shamans because they're so fun.
I think they're getting wiped though. I think
whole
all
thing,
Black
yeah.
Shields go in the bin. Or into the least
Yeah.
bin. Which is not really the bin. You still play it, but
Captains are fine. Cave Drake.
Cave Drake's totally fine.
Is it?
Surely. Maybe not. I don't know. I didn't think
Dragons I think are safe. I think Cave Drakes could
Cave
go
Drake's a
into.
little bit made up. Okay, they might end up in Legacies.
Yeah.
Yeah. I give them a 50-50.
Yeah, we talked about Shaman, normal Shaman. Watcher in the water is totally fine.
Yep.
No issues
I hope they're
there.
getting a rules rework so it's a bit more fun.
Please, just make it so it just like doesn't auto pass in the waves or can't do it while in combat. Something. Sharky's Rogue, I don't think anything's getting touched.
Well, we had a couple more on Moria to go through actually.
Oh, troops, of course.
Yep.
Prowlers.
Prowlers, fine. They're cool. They're such a cool unit in game.
I just remember there's so much stuff to talk about in Moria and the Warriors.
Yeah.
Oh my lord. So cave troll, excuse me, cave trolls are fine.
Yep. Do they get 50 mil bases if the hill trolls are on 50 mil bases?
Not because of that reason, but I think they could just get 50 mil bases anyway.
I think they stay on 40 mils. Just because that's how the model's always been.
Dwellers in the dark.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Start to Legacies.
Black Shield drummers, get rid of them. Normal drum, definitely.
Definitely stays.
Definitely stay. Batstorm stays. Marauder. It's so funny and cool to have 3 goblins riding a ward.
Probably a
Definitely going to
If you're not going to Legacy that, why have Legacies? It's also like impossible to get that model. Or maybe it's available again. I don't know.
I think Prowlers are not as safe as we think. I think it's really tough if they do get rid of them.
I think Prowlers are just like they're such a. I think pre AOL they were such a good unit. I think they were really balanced.
I actually agree with you.
You would always take a couple of them, but you'd never just take a horde of them. AOL changed all that, obviously, but if AOL's gone, then I think the Shamans are in a great spot. So, sorry, not Shamans, Prowlers.
Yeah. Sharky's Rogues is, I think, untouched.
Yeah, 100% untouched.
There's nothing. The only not new thing is Sharky and Worm and the Ruffians, which is the quintessential bit of the list.
Yeah, no, that's
So-
totally sad.
Easterlings, Dragon Emperor's fine. Amder,
Is Amder on the chopping block for Legacies? I think a little bit.
he might be. Not particularly confident, like 20 to 30%.
I was going to say 25% chance. Yeah, Legacies.
Kamal's fine, Ratabi's fine, Broggy is fine. Warface.
War Priest. Again, I'm going to... Hang on. We can just cut this into the video. Yeah, okay.
Warface.
I think War Priests fall in the exact same category as the Shamans. In my opinion, they'll stay. They'll also get a rules change so they're more different to Brogia, because at the moment, Brogia does everything War Priest does.
But just way better.
Yep.
Dragon Knights, I think, totally stay.
Oh, sure.
War Drakes.
So this is a great one to bring up Because they don't have a model.
No profile. No model. No specified base size.
Except it's gotta be 40.
And it got released in the newest book.
I think they.
Wow. I don't know.
I don't know. I was gonna initially say stay, but now I'm gonna say legacy. I'm gonna say 50-50, which is definitely a cop out. I'm gonna say legacy.
For what profile we're just talking about?
British water race.
Oh, road race. Yeah, I think they're probably gone, to be honest.
Yeah, I think they're legacy.
Warriors, I think they're totally fine.
Yeah.
Other than that,
Yeah.
Servant Horde.
So this is where things.
This hurts. These last couple armies.
This is the main one that I'm.
Okay, Solodan definitely stays.
Yes, I agree.
Golden King.
I hope he stays.
But he's definitely gone. He's totally gone. It sucks so bad.
I think
He's totally dead.
but if he's dead, are the fatties dead?
I'm gonna take one thing at a time.
The evil side has a lot more stuff that we're considering going to legacy because Games Workshop made up a lot more stuff for the evil side because they needed to. Because they didn't want it to be like, 3/4 good and 1/4 evil. They had to make up this evil stuff so that it was kind of.
And they can't get rid of all of it.
They can't get rid of all of it because then it would just be a good fest everywhere. And I think that's another big reason why with the Rise of Angmar, ton of new evil stuff, not that many new good things, because good doesn't need as much stuff out of it.
Because in the same way, we could say that, like, if we were saying that all the new stuff wouldn't necessarily make it all the way, Dale One gets cut.
If we're cutting new stuff.
Yeah. Golden King probably goes.
Golden King probably goes.
Horadrim King are fine.
Yep.
Mumax are fine.
Yep. Betrayer's fine.
Sure.
We kind of talked about, I think they're a legacy in it.
Yeah, I actually don't mind if they are. Raz is totally fine.
Yep.
Chieftains are fine. Taskmaster, I think, is actually fine.
Taskmaster.
Troops matter, though.
Troops are massive for this one.
Serpent Riders, I think are fine.
Fine.
Surely.
I think they're fine. Yeah, okay.
Sure.
I'll say fine for Serpent Riders.
Horadrim Raiders, if Riders are... they're more easily accessible, though. Riders are actually difficult to get your hands on.
I think that...
it would actually suck if they get rid of Riders.
I think that there's a chance. And if they keep them, there'll definitely be more differentiation. Because at the moment, a Serpent Rider is literally just a Horadrim with +1 fight. They'll definitely make them more different than that.
Yep. Merchant Guard.
I hope they stay. They're so cool. But so, if they cut Merchant... Like, I think Merchant Guard, Watchers of Kana are in the same boat. I think if one goes, the other one goes. Or if one stays, they both stay.
Yeah.
Do you think they both go or they both stay?
I think they're gone. I hate it so much. I hate it so much, dude.
I really hope they stay.
They're just so cool.
That would be a big loss because they're so cool.
Because Serpent Gardens with Horadrim Warriors are definitely staying. Honestly,
I'm not even that sure on Serpent Guard.
they kills the list. You can't fight 3 list with no options.
But we can't make any comments on balance until the new rules come.
But with like 0, like genuinely.
If they take out,
Because if they get rid of them, then you're left with genuinely just Raiders and Warriors, and that's it.
Which is super boring, and I don't think they'll do that.
Surely not.
So, do you think all of it's safe?
I think Serpent Riders and Serpent Guard are safe.
Okay.
I think Merchant Guard and Kana are on the chopping block for sure.
What odds do you think they have of making it?
Of making it?
Of surviving? Because it cannot be better.
20%.
Yeah, I was going to say it cannot be better than 50, so I think 20%. I hope they do.
It hurts
I'll be sad if they're gone, but they might be gone.
The Trolls are totally fine.
Yeah, the 3 Trolls.
And here's the one that everyone's been canned.
So if if the whole faction moved to Legacy...
I actually don't care if the whole, and so the thing is, in the end, I know I was just stressing about Harad. It doesn't actually matter.
No, and I think that's something to be super clear. We've been saying in the bin, but the bin is just Legacies. It's still
and it's still there.
Yeah.
I think it's just about the fact that we know it won't get updated anymore.
But also, Khan hasn't been updated ever.
Yeah.
So it's it's fine.
The thing, you can't mention in the book. I don't think it saves the edition though. It saves the army. I think the whole thing gets put in Legacy,
And I think it's a lot.
and that's totally fine
to put in Legacy.
because they're not going to turn around now and drop that one named Carnish dude like the Ravager of Affiliate they used to have. I think just the whole thing goes in Legacy.
I also
and
think
you call
that,
it a day.
and this might be just wildly incorrect, but the Legacy does also, like, it leaves it open to, hey, Khan is not something that we want to deal with at the moment. But, you know, in 4 years' time, when they make the Aeol the Young fighting the Wayne Riders movie, then we'll bring Aeol the Young and Khan back out. They'll go from Legacy back into the main rulebook with, you know, updated stuff.
And then Throne the Broken is evil. And that's it.
Wow, we made it.
We made it. That was it.
Okay.
I don't know how long that took us, but it feels like a good 2 hours.
A little while.
Thank you for joining me. Any lasting comments or things to reassure the audience the game isn't dead?
Well, okay. Firstly, this is going to be the best thing for the game ever. I'm super optimistic for it. I definitely had something to say. You keep talking. Hang on.
I think what you're going to say is before the video ends, you should go down.
Oh, wow. Jesus, that is not what I was going to say.
like the video, comment your thoughts. Do you agree with us? Do you disagree with us? Do you want us to talk about anything else with the new edition coming out? Chuck it in the comments. Subscribe. Hit the bell button. Do you
I
remember
remember
what I was
what I
gonna
was
Oh
gonna
yeah.
So, everyone's been talking about Legacies as a bad thing. And I understand change is scary. But also, I understand the need to not have bloat. And this is cutting through that bloat. And I think that it is sad, but I think that there are some positive aspects of it as well.
Yep.
I think it's going to streamline everything. It's going to mean that there's not like Black Numenorians are the most popular friggin' thing ever, and they're not in the movies. They're not Lord of the Rings to me. So it's going to cut out that. It's going to make the games feel more thematic, more on brand with Lord of the Rings. Because I want someone to walk into a tournament, look at every single team and be like, yeah, that's Lord of the Rings. Let's sort of walk in and be like, I've never seen that. I've never seen that. I've never seen that. Oh, there's a bear. What's that? And then, oh, okay, there's Aragorn.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that while Legacies is sad, if I was in charge, I wouldn't do it. I'm not in charge. I think there are some positives, and that's what I'm gonna send the audience off with.
Keep Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Rings.
Make Lord of the Rings again.
We're edging on to something slightly political. But from me to Jacob, hope I'm doing this right, to the viewers in the MGG community, thanks for watching.
Beautiful.
Oh, fuck me. That was tough. I nearly died.